Brakes in the Honda today. This is gonna be a video. Good morning, guys. My name is the Walmart Type R. I upload content on my Honda, and not only that, I upload content on fragrances. So make sure you subscribe and you're checking out the content because I post quite often. So we're doing rear brakes on the Civic today. I got all my tools here in this box. I got the rotors. I got the brake pads. I'm just gonna show you what I got, and this is the best budget option that you can absolutely do to do brakes on the low. Here's everything that I used for this video. Feel free to pause in between. We're back again. Brakes are here, as you can tell. They're pretty darn low. I'm not sure why my phone doesn't let me twist the camera around. Super strange. If you ever faced this experience where the brake pad in the front is lower than the back, you might want to check your guide pins. Because basically what the guide pins do is they slide front to back, and they allow to clamp onto the rotor, excuse me. So if you're having problems with the front one reading lower than the backs, so right now mine's are reading 2s and 2 millimeters, meaning that they're really bad, and then 8s, meaning that they're really good. You want to check for those guide pins. Get a honing kit. Normally you're supposed to do this with any older car. Get a honing kit like this Harbor Freight for like $20 and really clean out those guide pins. And if they're really stock, you can usually bang them out. Oh, nice. I love those cars so much. The XGs, really cool cars. Anyhow, yes, you have to check the guide pins, lubricate them. But if they're stuck, you might have to replace the caliper bracket and the slide pins too, which I'm hoping I don't. And I can just clean it and just get away with it. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into this, show you guys how it's all torn apart and what the results are. Always make sure too that when you get the wheel to throw it under the car too, because if you're in a hill or sketchy area like I am and this thing rolls, I think you would want your car not to be towed and picked back up by a tow truck. I think you would much rather damage your wheel, and I definitely agree with that theology too, so I'm gonna do that too. Oh, here's a better look at the brakes. Like I'm saying, very low, as you can tell. Now on the other side, this rotor is a little bit thin too compared to the other one, so far I don't see anything too bad. So yeah, we'll take this off. I don't see any screws on the face of this, so this might be just seized onto the hub, so we'll just hit it with the hammer a couple times as soon as this bracket comes loose, and it should come out. So I got this out. Man, those brake pads were low as trucks. I'm glad I kind of did them today. So what I did was basically I removed this cable. You can remove that cable by removing those first. So when you take these back ones off, those are going to be 12s. I used 1/2-inch socket SAE. Probably not recommended because it's a little bit loose, but it did come out, so it worked. And what I would do at this time when you have this caliper off is drench this with penetrating fluid so it sits for a bit while you try to take this off. When you try to take these off, make sure these move freely. These kind of don't move freely, so I'm going to clean these out with the little kit over there they can get that was mentioned before. Then in the back of these, there's 14s that hold this bracket on, and this whole thing should come off. I'll clean this off, show you the results. Sorry, so I feel like I have to record this. So you're gonna grab your caliper thing, and you're gonna grab any type of wire brush. So I got these off Dollar Tree for like $1.50. Obviously, and you want to scrub all this stuff out, you know, because that's where your brake pads are going to be mating, obviously. So you want to go with the brush and just try to clean those surfaces really well. You don't have to do a really good job, but it will make the clips mount here a lot better if you do a really good job. So just make sure of that. So I'm just going here, making sure that this surface is decently clean, and this looks pretty good to me. I mean, it's a 18-year-old car, you know, so it's not gonna be perfect. That's all the way that way. Anyhow, that's all clean to me. And then in here, you want to grab your brush attachment, grab the smallest one that you have, and you just want to run this in here. Be careful with the boot, obviously, and you just want to twist, brake clean the inside of it until you actually see the inside all silver, you know, that it's super clean in there. These boots aren't torn, so I'm not going to replace them. They're perfectly well, they're flexible. So then you want to add your lubricant to inside of here, and then you want to clean these guide pins if they're not seized and when you got them free. So I'm just gonna grab my really hard Scotch-Brite, scrub these off really, really well, and then add another layer of brake parts lubricant. Make sure that these surfaces are clean so that you don't have to go back in here and do the job again. Twist the caliper back in, show you how the specs. I'm going to give you the specs of what every single bolt is, and then just put it back together, and that's going to be the end of the video. So these are clean. I'm just going to brake clean them over here on the side. We'll continue on the video with the torque specs for everything. Yeah, so the caliper ended up being seized. So it was all messed up, and the boot is yeah, so I'm just gonna end up replacing it. Oh, it's a lot of damage! It's a hard thing to turn in, but back in the rooter, and it actually twisting in worked out really, really well. So I'm going out to Advance Auto Parts, get a new caliper. I didn't want to do this, but this is what happens when you get older cars. The caliper seizes and stuff, and I just mounted the 2 bolts that hold the purging cable on the back. Those are 12 millimeters too. And then I'll be back to install everything, torque specs, and give you all the information. But ready to finish up right now. Torque specs for the bolts will come up right here. Before I forget, brakes replaced, self-explanatory. I did what I had to do. Thankfully, it was just the seized caliper. And then on the driver's side, the brackets, the glide pins were seized too. So I just loosened those up, and this is how you loosen up the gliding pins from being seized, is you just want to grab a wrench that's on the a slide pin that's seized, and you just want to twist it consistently front to back, but watch out for the boot. And when you consistently rotate it, it should loosen up. Sometimes you have to hit it with a rubber mallet from the top of it. Hit it a couple times, twist, hit it a couple times, or even grab your impact tool and zip it out. For these glide pins, they're 17s, and that ended up working out for me really well. So I cleaned the heck out of the brake caliper bracket and made sure that that was lubed up properly, and it was all set. Really, that was it. Sorry, my hair's a mess today. I need a haircut, but I'm happy that it wasn't too much, but it was a little bit much. But it's alright. It's whatever. When you're investing into cars that you like a lot, it's worth the price, at least to my opinion. I love you guys. God loves you too. If you have any questions about this brake job, drop them below. What issues I had. What issues did you have that other people might want to talk about? Drop them below. Love you guys. God loves you too. Peace out.